Okay, so we wanted to look for the treasure box in this stage. I have not been looking for it. I have no idea where it could be. It's weird to me that there's animation on the side of that particular platform, though. Well, that applies to a few here. And anyhow, just looking around, I'm not seeing anything. Again, I do find it fun sometimes to actually look for these things without immediately resorting to free look. So I'll look around just a little bit first. Let's see if I see anything. You could see it being on all these rock structures or something too, although they haven't pulled that in quite a while. They used to be something that the game did all the time. But not really anymore. It also means that whenever they do it again, though, it's going to be when we least expect it. I don't see anything on this particular rock structure, which is the one I was most suspicious of. I think. Well, at the same time, we do have these things. I should probably be pretty suspicious of these. These two will enable me to go a large variety of places they couldn't otherwise. Or even on the sides of things or something if I have altered gravity. So let's keep that in mind. That's a tool that we have at our disposal. Let's actually get a checkpoint with this thing in hand, though, so we don't have to recollect it every time. There we go. For instance, seeing it's up on this thing. Seemingly not. Okay, and there are other similar rocks we can check before anything else, at least. Anywhere around you? Apparently not. There are also indeed two of these power-ups, so I could, in theory, do a double super jump, but I don't see where I'd want to double super jump to if I did that. Well, I admit, I'm not really seeing any place that I think these things would be right now. I guess I'll just look around now. It's not a big stage. Just feel so suspicious about being underneath somehow. Partly because, like, any place that is visible, I don't see the treasure box. This very large structure is still very suspicious to me. Particularly this one particular face that has very different lighting than I would expect at some angles. But that's just... Oh, how in the world? Okay. I might see a way up there. Okay. Come on. But yeah, I suppose I see a way to get up there. Not where I would have thought to look, to be perfectly honest, but... something like this. Yeah, that more or less is what I have in mind. That looks pretty doable. No. Trying to get a good hop, skip, and jump in before you jump at the thing you want to jump at can be a little tricky sometimes. But getting speed would help a lot here, I think. Maybe not that much. This is a rough one, but... Oh, you know, there was still that one... I didn't look at all into it. There was still that one particular... Oh, man. There was that one particular treasure box I had no idea how to pick up just a couple episodes ago. I have not looked into how to get that one at all. Only just now remembered that. Oh, come on now. It is kind of funny to me how when you're picking up the treasure boxes in this game, every now and then the difficulty curve for the platforming in this game will just massively skyrocket in a way that nothing else in this game ever requires. Like the amount of cleverness and so on. Like I don't feel like any diamonds in this game have really required any obscene amount of precision or ingenuity or anything. It's just the treasure boxes that get really above and beyond in that respect. But it also applies to the platforming every now and then. But what makes it so strange is that so many of the treasure boxes also don't require anything like that. And it means that every now and then there's this weird gap between how hard the stages themselves get. Well, the stages themselves still never get that hard in this game, it feels like. Like, completing any given stage is not particularly difficult in this game. And that seems to be pretty deliberate. Completing a stage in this game is consistently very easy, in my opinion. Unlike, say, the original Marble Blast. And then getting a good time on it can be substantially harder. Getting a gold will be, you know, a good deal harder than that. Getting a platinum down, whatever, could be a good deal harder than that. Maybe not. It depends on the stage. And then getting the treasure box could be around the same difficulty, or it could be way, way harder than any of those other things. And it leaves kind of a weird gap in difficulty, I think, between the difficulty of getting diamonds on stages, which is generally the highest challenge the game has to offer, you know, aside from trying to beat other people's times, but the game has to offer is what I'm saying, as opposed to other people. And then some of the challenges offered by these things. Oh, this one. I remember this in the previous game. For getting all diamonds here so far somehow. Well, that's an amusing thought, okay. Goodbye. Don't know if that's an efficient way of starting the stage or not, truth be told, but it is an amusing one. Doesn't feel like an efficient path to take. Can at least just go to the far right, and that way I get a time travel. And maybe try to pop up to the left here. There we go, I like that. Ow. No. But yeah, it still just feels very strange to me, the gap in difficulty between the highest challenge the game has to offer without going for the treasure boxes, and then what you get if you also try to go for the treasure boxes. And this one's kind of a weird routing slash finding all the time travel sort of thing. Absolutely skipped a time travel there. May or may not have been worth it. Not in the sense that, you know, I haven't missed any other time travels at all, but in the sense that that was one that I absolutely could have gotten otherwise. Yeah, I figured. Didn't feel especially remarkable that run. But still 20 seconds off of a gold, jeez. I do still feel good about the red here I'm starting with. Could in theory, I imagine, get more time travels some way or another. Well, I get that particular time travel there on the left. It's easy to get. No. Yeah, this is just... Ultimately, it's just going to be routing, I feel like. And of course, you could come up with a particularly difficult to execute route. Like, whatever in the world I just did, jumping off that tiny corner and somehow not falling off immediately. No. Anytime I see a downward slope, I'm tempted to try to jump off it just to get a tiny bit more speed. But trying to contrive myself into jumping off this particular one is probably not a good idea. Well, I say that. I do it, so who knows. Bah. Oh, that was slower. Not particularly fast, but I survived, I guess. So I'm thinking, for instance, it might be better to take the route on the right here. It's just I lose so much speed in doing so. I mean, I'm certain it's not going to always be the right idea to go after whatever time travel, just because taking too much time to pick up a time travel will eventually end up losing you time. But it feels like you have to lose a lot of time for that to be the case. Here it's probably worth taking the slower path up. Okay, well, that was the time travel I picked up on the way here last time, though. So now I have to take a totally different path back. Yuck. Like it completely fell apart at the end. What time did I have before? 35. I need to at least be 35 seconds. 35 seconds flat might even be what I need, I don't know. Could be I got that close. Okay, wasn't expecting to go up just then, but I guess we're fine. And back to the left. Yeah, grab this thing very slowly. Don't like where that particular red box ends up when I do this. It really was 3 or 5 seconds. Okay, well. Okay, next time we'll look for the secret box here, the treasure box, and we're pretty on track for getting all diamonds in this chapter. Cool.